This is a video for day 42 and 43. I was in the mix about whether to call day 42 a full day or not because it was just a couple of hours on a Saturday. But a couple of hours, I still got a fair bit done. I'm happy to call it a day. My name's Josh. I'm building a solar company here in Australia that is going to do $1 million in profit. I'm already saying that to myself. It's not a bad thing to say. That is doing $1 million in profit per year, starting from an investment of $15,000. Really on track now. I had my first interview today with a sales development representative. This is The Sales Game with Josh McKay, helping solar business owners sell more, make more, and work less. The traditional term was probably called appointment setter. The term sales development representative probably more points to what that role actually does, develops sales opportunities and focuses on that side of things rather than just the end result. Like the end result is important, but it only got there because of all the process that happened before it. The role will start in door-to-door and will transition into qualifying digital appointments. I'm starting a door-to-door team because I've got extensive experience doing that and it's going to bring money through the doors. It already has been bringing money through the doors, and while I'm out training and door knocking and attending sales and stuff, it's going to keep me motivated and energized, and that's probably one of the biggest reasons that I've been really enjoying this process of hiring and recruiting. And yeah, so there's one more person I'd like to start. Now this guy Jasper, who's starting with us, he has a mate who might join. We'll see. The mate has to go through the normal sort of recruitment processes. I want him to answer the questions, and if he's not a good fit, then he's not a good fit. It doesn't matter whose mate he is, even if it was my mate or my brother or anything. If they're not going to be a good fit, it's crucial. It's crucial. So day 42, pretty much my entire priority for the day was just to build out the Zoho automations for the leads side of the business. So automations related to anything like a new customer inquiry. They get an email or an SMS saying, hey, we'll be out, this is Josh here, I'm going to be handling or helping you with this, I'll be in touch soon. Or hey, it's Josh, I could have sent you a quote 4 days ago, I just want to see how you're going with it, and hey, we're about to leave the area, this is the last chance to get a good deal, just remember we take all the risk away. This automated email templates. Just as I was thinking of that, I also need to make sure to do the SMS templates for leads plus deals, and I'm going to send the workflows that I want, so the triggers, to SMS Magic to let them know now that I've got the air call number. So our air call number is all set up. Now that we've got that set up, we can actually start the SMS automations, which is cool. So yeah, I was just working on that lead section, and then this is actually on Sunday, so I guess I can combine that into one day because I continued to work. And I was doing a lot of research into iPads and performance specs and which ones to go with. Basically, I'm recommending for myself to go 10th generation or above, so 10th generation iPad or iPad Air or iPad Pro, but the price of the 10th generation is best for across the team. Basically, the thing I'm thinking is if I want the team to be able to use the iPad as their sales computer, the iPad Air is the best because it pretty much has the same chip as an iPad Air, MacBook Air, and that means like it's got the processing power to be a laptop essentially. So if you get a little keyboard attachment to it, that can be their little work from home sort of thing when the salesperson gets home to do up their quotes and type it all up. And also it has that functionality to be the iPad for the presentations. So I think I'm going to get MacBook Airs for the salespeople. Not sure what I'm going to do for the appointment setter guys, the sales development reps, whether they're just going to book the appointments on their phone like I have been, because that honestly has been fine. But if you go with an iPad, you probably want an iPad mini because you want something small. You get the advantage of being able to get an app which is called like Interface It, and there's different apps available. This is the one that we've found. It's called Interface It, and what you can do is you can assign territories and houses and knock doors and stuff. And so what the guys could do before they go out to field, while they're driving out to field, they go and look at the area that they've been given and mark off which houses have extensive solar, so they know not to go with those ones, and it can save them a lot of time mucking around with it. As I'm saying this out loud, that's the way to go. So I'm going to be getting iPad minis for these guys as well, and they're going to just quad lock straight onto the scooter. I am going with scooters as well. After looking at the store, can get a scooter for about $1,500 which is going to do all the things that need dual suspension, good range, and can cap the speed and stuff like that. And so yeah, they'll have the little iPad there, and they could probably just leave it there, or even just still book with their phone, but they'll ride right up to people and then go grab the iPad and book the appointment in. Yeah, it sounds like a lot of fun. So I'm going to do that. I was umming and ahhing, but Jerry, I was not sure whether I was going to go with the iPad or not. Jerry made my operations business development person, all-rounder. I need a better title. He's the operations manager. I guess I could say he's the chief of operations. He just basically filtered through it as, look, if the cost outweighs the liabilities, then it's worth it. If not, then it's not worth it. And so I looked at that, and it's like the potential for them person to double their output, or even just 50% more on their output, because they're getting from places faster, they're also enjoying it more. Yeah, there's potential of crashes, and there's potential of the insurance is going to go up. I've got the extra cost of the scooters, but it's not as much as the cost of an extra wage. So if on 2 people on scooters can do the same amount of appointments as 3 people without scooters, it works out a lot cheaper to have the scooters, because I don't have wages every week as well. And those scooters are, we can keep them and we resell them when we're done as well. So I'm going to go with that path with the door knocking team, because my thoughts was I'm not going to be building the team for a really long time, but man, people enjoying it, maybe we will. Maybe we'll keep it around. So who knows? And it's probably not a bad idea to have multiple lead sources going as well. So anyhow, I'm going with the scooters. So that was day 42. It was a full day. I can combine the Saturday and Sunday into 2. It was my weekend off, but I was really enjoying it, so I didn't mind it. It was enjoyable to go to Apple and ask questions about which computers and phones and iPads and stuff will be the best for what scenarios I want, and then also just the same sort of thing, going to the scooter shop and just talking to it. It was, yeah, very enjoyable. That's day 42. Day 43, so this the end of day 43 today is Monday. I had that interview, which went really well, with Jasper. He's starting in 10 days, essentially. I'm gonna jump straight out onto field there's 2 installations happening, our first 2 installs for Spark Edge. And I'm gonna bring him on, and we're just gonna help around on the install. We'll help lift up panels and just clean up shit, and just whatever we can do to help the guys go a little bit faster, even preparing the panels and things like that. So yeah, that's going to be the first day of training, and the second day of training will be office based, and then from there we'll probably just be doing field based training. I just getting him onboarded. So as I'm onboarding him, creating an onboarding process, so that next time basically Jerry can just onboard and have this sort of process to follow, and contract templates and email templates and everything. So now that we've hired our first sales development rep, we've got the whole process going, from recruitment ad to the email questionnaires, to the response to the emails, to invitation to the job interview, giving them more information, making sure they know it's door knocking, and then going through sending pay rates and that before the interview, and then yeah, the interview itself, and then the onboarding if they're successful. So what else did I wanted to do? I'll tell you what I wanted to do, because I have the advantage at the end of the day of sharing only what I did, but I want to share what I wanted to do. I also wanted to set up B2B automations. So I've been door knocking businesses when we've had a lead. I will go around and door knock the other businesses in the area. I've only had 1 lead, so that's planning to do that continually as well. I've had a few cards here just from various leads, and I've also got some notes and some photos in my phone that I need to add these people into the CRM, but I need an email chain to happen. So I either need an automated email chain where it was a cold experience and I'm going to use some warm-up templates, or I'm going to have, they weren't ready yet, but I know, for example, there was this one guy who's finished building his building, and in 3 months he'll be done. He's leave me alone for 3 months, but then fuck yeah, come out and give me a quote in 3 months. Definitely doing that. So I'll have that customization where I can choose a time to trigger a follow-up reminder, or have a automated email sequence to see if we can't warm them up and get them interested in getting a quote from us. I wanted to set that up, didn't even touch it today. I wanted to chat to my installer, Aaron, about grid protection, because when you go over 30 kilowatts for commercial, you need grid protection. My first quote is probably going to have that, so I need to find out pricing. Didn't get time for that today. I wanted to finalize ordering the iPads and the computer, and I need a new phone for myself. I will probably do that right after this video. So that's like a tentative yes, it will be done. I've been deep diving into product specs and making sure that I actually need some of the things and trying not to upsell myself. Richard P. Feynman says it's important not to fool yourself, and you are the easiest person to fool. And I find that happens with me sometimes when I'm purchasing things, and I can easily upsell myself to the more expensive because, oh, it must have more in it. Which is, honestly, it's really given me awesome experience from the customer side, reminding me from the customer side what that premium buying experience feels like and how easy it is to just jump up a little. It's only $600, only $600. How to jump up all these little things. So I am going to consider the idea of having bolt-on packages on top of our core offer. Maybe something additional, like we can upgrade the 10-year warranty to 15 years for an extra $600. You know, just little things like that. Or maybe it's from 10 years to 20 years. Little things like that I guess we can upsell. We start from, or do we go premium? I don't know. The thing is, Apple is a premium product already, and then they have additional ultra premium. The other thing I noticed was, psychologically, they do this tower, which is like a $12,000 computer. It comes with the screens and everything. And then if you buy data, extra storage data, the extra storage data is $1,000 for it. And it's like an extra, I don't know, 2 terabytes for $1,000. Like everything is just, it's ridiculously overpriced. But I can imagine the mind of someone that's buying, I got the most expensive fucking Apple system with all the extras, and just spend big money on it. So I need a product like that for our business as well. I need that creme de la creme of the solar package, and that's solar on its own, not with the battery. So I need to have, maybe it's the brand, or maybe it's the inverter, or maybe whatever it is. I need to have that sort of top of the range product that's, you know, for example, a 6.6 kilowatt system I usually sell for, at the moment, selling for $8,997. I'd have another 6.6 kilowatt system that is like 24 grand, for example, and it's just different products. And maybe that's the only difference, and people are like, oh, is it worth it? That's really expensive. This is a big difference in price. Some people will buy it though. So some people buy it and you're just getting an extra like 15 grand worth of profit. So I do want to create that as well, which is something that I'm noting down for myself, to create ultra premium offer like Apple. Apple's a great business to model because they've spent so much time and money working on these things and improving the process. And I can say it makes you want to buy it just from the way they present everything. It makes you want to buy it. Super clean and simple, and just, yeah, they're not even like overselling anything. You just know by the way it's all presented and the way it is that it's good. Anyway, day 43, what else did I want to do? I wanted to confirm my decision on the scooters, which I guess I can say that I've done that now. Especially after making this video, I'm going with the scooters. I've got to have to upgrade my business insurance, liability insurance, upgrade liability insurance, and also look at workers' compensation, because if people are acing themselves on scooters, we need to make sure we have all these insurances and compensation plans in progress, in place is the word I meant to use, writing and speaking. So I've been creating a little bit of a list for myself to do tomorrow, because honestly I've got a lot of things in mind, and if I don't make a list, I'm going to go crazy because there's a lot of things that are happening at the moment. At the same time, I had this idea on Saturday. I don't know if you know these, again, of course you would know. If you've ever booked an Uber, you can see where the ride is. And you can see the ride 3 minutes away, or finding you an Uber, and then they find an Uber, and then 3 minutes away, and then it shows the line and it gives you all this progress. Or you buy a Domino's pizza and it shows you at what stage, like, we're preparing your order. You know, we've received your order, we're preparing, we're cooking, it's in the oven, they take a photo, they send it, you know, that sort of stage thing. I found a sort of a good loophole without having to build this sort of expensive. And the thing is, I don't even know if these guys have built this. Uber definitely has, but Domino's probably not. This expensive, actually maybe they have, because they take photos. Anyway, this expensive back-end program that shows the progress, updates and status things. I realized what I could do is just have a link to a website page, same website page for the various stages. So I'd have various website pages for the various stages of the link, and each one would be like a GIF or whatever, a moving image to show like it's active, and it's a progress bar or whatever, plus what stage they're at, and you are here and it's pulsing or whatever it is. So it looks like it's this live progress tracker. And then at each stage we'll send them an email out, and they'll have a link to that as well, and it'll be a new link at each stage, and you can click on the link, progress tracker. The only thing that won't work is if people go back to the old link to see where they're at, but that's why we're sending a new email out with a new link. Yeah, I think it's going to work out to cost about $100 to build it out, with Jerry doing the design, and then we can get the developer to implement, and Jerry's going to have the end product basically for him just to go and optimize it. Yeah, something we can build for $100. It probably has the feeling that it's cost like 50 grand or whatever. I don't know. Yeah. That's pretty cool. That was just an idea I had on Saturday. So Jerry's doing that and managing the creation of that, which is very cool. Yeah, so that is pretty much what's been happening. A lot happening over the last 2 days. I'm super excited, especially to start. I was contemplating the idea of trying to get a video training package done for onboarding Jasper. I think I will or will not. I'm not sure. If I have time, I'll do it. Otherwise, I'm just going to do it in person. I'm going to record it, record the training program in person, and then make a more refined version after going through the recording and looking at the sort of key points of it, and then making a smoother flowing, more information sort of training package. That's the plan. But I think it's probably a great idea to start very early on from just going out and seeing an install, and then just constantly being part of that install process, just to take all of the mysteriousness away from what actually happens. I think that's a cool thing. Really excited. I hope you are too, for whatever it is you're doing, and we'll share with you next time.